Good morning. Today we're going to get on the boat and go back across to the mainland, and we're going to do what's called the Bolaven Plateau loop, which is a motorbike loop that's sort of, I think, up in the mountains towards all the coffee plantations and waterfalls. It's about 400 kilometers, the loop, and it's about 150 kilometers to get to Paxay, which is where we start the loop. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be a bit of a change from this. Someone said it might be a little bit cooler, which would be really welcome because it's sweltering right now. And I don't know how far we're going to get today because it's already like 9:30. We still have to have breakfast, sort of pack the bike up. We're leaving most of our stuff here, so we're just going to take the bike half packed, which should be nice to ride. But it's going to be sick. I'm really excited. It's supposed to be really beautiful up there. And now we have money for the boat. Good stuff. Okay, awesome. Now we're waiting for the little boat, the little ridiculous boat that we got last time, to take us back across to the mainland. It should be pulling up any second from somewhere between there. Oh, I can actually see it really far away between the islands. Probably can't actually see it from the camera. Yeah, there he is, just coming in. So yeah, that guy's gonna pull up. We're gonna ride across, we're gonna get the boat across. It's late now, it's like 10 o'clock already. So we'll get the boat across and then we will drive 140 kilometers to Paxay. I don't think Paxay is supposed to be too pretty. But after that, once we turn off, it's supposed to be stunning. And I got another matey who used to work up there during COVID and another buddy who was living on Dondet. And they both said this Plateau area is fantastic. Look how little stuff is actually on our bike this time. It literally feels so empty. We just have a small bag each, shoes for hiking up the mountain, and for when we drive down the highway just now, a pan. We didn't even bring the stove. We're just gonna take like a little tin can and put rubbing alcohol in it from the pharmacy and burn it and see if we can just cook on that, because the stove was so massive to carry around that it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we're lightening the load. Hopefully the boat won't sink. Let's hit the road again. Ooh, police is in a police hat again. This is just, we don't get pulled over. This is why.
Because it's serious.
There's only one way to cross the Mekong, and it's like this. 5 minutes across the water, and we are on the road again. So we've just like 5 kilometers after getting off the boat right up the road, and our friend Bia is here with his backpack. Show the bag, bro. With his backpack. He's walking to Thailand. He missed his bus this morning, and he spent his money, so he's just walking to Thailand. He reckons it can take him about 5 days. Yeah? Brother, we'll see you soon.
See you soon, bro.
My guy, see you soon, brother.
Wow.
Oh, that guy's crazy, man. He's walking to Thailand from Dondet. Mad, man. Alright, yeah, we're still like 140 k's away from Paxay. Hopefully we can be sleeping by a waterfall tonight. Okay, so we have been driving for hours now. Like, I mean, it's 5 o'clock. We left pretty early. We're in the middle of this super dramatic landscape. Well, all the mountains are behind me over there. They're pretty ridiculous looking. And we've broken down again, and there is just nothing. We are miles away from anything. I think we're like 10 k's away from the nearest guest house or like village. And the bike just, you'll be driving and it will just overheat and just die. And it's an air-cooled system and it's ancient. So we now have to just sit on the side of the road and let it cool down. We've had to do this 4 or 5 times today. And now it's really starting to get to me because I just want to get there. The sunset's on its way and I just want to go and chill and relax. We just make it to the top of this hill and then we can freewheel down the other side. We don't even need to turn the bike on. We'll just hold the clutch and glide. But yeah, let's see if it'll start. Something tells me that it won't. Let's see. It wants to stop.
does it though.
Right, let's just start pushing. It's not far up the hill.
It's quite
Just a
fucking
wee bit
far.
further. It's probably only like, what, 200 metres up this hill? It's quite bloody steep though.
Yeah, this is true.
Oh God.
Pretty though. Nice
Okay.
sunset.
So we've just made it to the little homestay where we're going to stay tonight. It's really cool, it's really beautiful. It's called Mr. Vieng Family Farm Organic Coffee Plantation and Homestay. It's quite a mouthful, but it's really nice here, and we're literally sort of between the mountains. They grow all their own coffee here. We just went inside and the ladies were they were making really, really cool like textiles. I'm just going to go and get the bike now because it's left out on the road, and I also want to catch the sunset because we were just driving past the sunset and it looked insane, but we were driving away from the sunset. Sunset was happening behind us, so I didn't get to see it. So now I'm going to walk out onto the street and have a look. I think it's going to be quite cracking. Absolute madness. I can't believe I missed that. Like, it's pretty much finished now. The sun's buggered off. I missed the whole thing. Lucy was turned around on the bike watching it and I just missed it, but it's still beautiful. Look at the colours down there, man. Oh, it's crazy looking. All right, sweet. We're just gonna push the bike. Oh my God. We're just gonna push the bike inside. I'm absolutely sick of trying to get it started. It's crazy. It will, like, you leave it for 5 minutes to cool down and it starts and you ride 10 kilometers and then it just dies. And it just dies and dies and dies. There's this weird like chinking noise coming from, sounds like it's coming from in the piston. We stopped, we changed the oil. Hasn't seemed to make much of a difference. We only changed it 5 kilometers ago, so we haven't actually like ridden it to see. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But this loop is supposed to be pretty, and so far all we've been doing is worrying about the bike. So at this place, Mr. Vieng's, and they've got a coffee plantation in the back, and they're growing Arabica Robusta and Liberica. I've never heard of that type of coffee, but they're growing all sorts of coffee and peanuts. And the ladies are also making all of these handicrafts. They're making all of these little things. And
big things.
yeah, look at these big pieces of textile. So they're making all of these textiles, and they're beautiful. The fabric feels super nice, and the patterns are beautiful. And this is how they make it. This is Joy. Joy is Joy. Somebody. Joy is she's making the textiles here on this old-fashioned sort of loomy looking thing. Yeah, it's really cool. Apparently this area is traditionally the Plateau people. It's the Plateau people, and they're basically here sort of keeping all of this stuff alive, the traditional way of doing textiles and growing coffee and just hanging out and living life. So we're going to stay here tonight. It's going to be cool, and tomorrow we're probably going to hit the road again. We're going to try and get our bike fixed, and then we're going to hit the road again. And yeah, we'll just carry on the journey. So yeah, catch you tomorrow. Good morning. Just woke up. We slept in our hammock in the restaurant of this of the homestay. Lucy's still lying. Are you awake yet?
A little bit.
No. So we just slept there last night. The guy was super nice. They let us put a hammock up there. And the whole night you could just like smell the coffee because he roasts the coffee here. He said he used to do it by hand. It used to take him hours, but now he does it all by machine. And last night when we came in, we could see some stuff here on the outside, but check here. These are all coffee beans that haven't been roasted yet. Those are all coffee beans. Those are all coffee beans. On the other side as well, those are all coffee beans. And they dry them out in the sun before they roast them. And it is super cool. We had a cup of coffee here last night. And we shouldn't have. I mean, we had a cup of coffee here at like 5 o'clock. And it was a bad idea because we could not sleep. I think he's roasting right now. I'm gonna go and ask him. Hey, good morning. Look at this machine. That is some high-tech stuff. So he said he's going to be done with that in about 40 minutes. And then we're going to have a fresh cup of coffee from the beans that he literally roasted 5 minutes prior to that cup of coffee. Now he's roasting them now, and in 40 minutes we're gonna have a cup of coffee, and it is gonna be the most banging cup of coffee we've ever had, I'm sure. Hey look, Lucy's awake. She's over there somewhere. Just wanted to come down the back and talk about the process of the coffee and how fresh this stuff actually is. We're only about 50 meters behind Mr. Vieng's house. And you come through this little gate. And here are the Arabica trees. Here's the coffee berries, or the coffee beans are inside the berries. There's loads of these trees here. And they're growing so close by that when they're ripe, they pick them, they skin them, and then they throw them on the drying rack. There's thousands and thousands of these beans. They're dried here for only 10 days. And then once they're dry, they're taken 10 kilos at a time to that room over there where they're roasted. That is the freshest coffee process. Picked, 10 days on the rack, 40 minutes in the machine, in the roasting machine, and it's ready to drink. And Vieng says that it's gonna be another 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the roaster, and then we can drink it. He's gonna make us a cup. I'm so excited because that is gonna be fresh. Some of the trees behind us are Robusta trees. So it's also coffee, but it's not the same flavor. It's not really the stuff we drink in the UK. It's really good morning coffee because it kicks your ass. It's got almost twice as much caffeine in it as a regular Arabica cup, but it's not as tasty. He's got all kinds of stuff growing around here. He's got chocolate, I think. Didn't know chocolate grew on trees. How's that? That's one big cocoa bean, I guess, or maybe the cocoa beans are inside. But that's where your chocolate comes from. Whenever you buy a big bar of chocolate, it starts off as this big yellow thing, and it's huge. It's the size of my hand. Oh, they're so nearly done. Now, Vieng was telling me that the machine that he's got to roast, he used to roast by hand, just in a big pan, and he said it took hours and hours, and it hurt his wrist, and he did it for years. So this one, he said, paid 15 million kip for it second hand, which is about 750 pounds, and it's definitely worth it, because you can do way more kilos at once, doesn't hurt, and he says it all roasts it a little bit more evenly as well. So in industrial farming, they have a big machine that takes all the skins off, and I thought it was a big machine that takes all the skins off. This is what they use to take all of the skins off the coffee beans. How crazy is that? Ben's just running it with his foot. The coffee beans go in here. And this big hammer comes down and breaks off all the skins. They're ready. Oh, look at that. Damn, 10 kilos of the freshest, good. Dank, oh my god. And there's like a massive fan underneath there.
But the 10 kilos can still have less, 8 kilos.
8 kilos? Yeah. Okay, so it was 10 kilos. When you roast it, you get less. But only 8. And there's a big fan underneath to cool them and to blow away all those skins. And to cool them down, because that machine's been running at like 160 degrees. So we're just going to cool them all down. Taste test incoming. Good.
Oh, I want to live in the bucket.
You want to live in the bucket? That sounds like a plan. Okay, good. Still warm, dude. That wasn't a good idea.
See, I quite like the beans when they're just beans.
It's not nice.
You
So
and your
strong.
sensitive ass taste.
Literally grinding this stuff fresh from the bucket over there. And then these grounds are going to go straight into the mocha pot. It's going to be so good. Here it is, the good. Literally fresh from the roaster 10 minutes ago. But it's way too hot to drink, so I just wanted to show the guys packaging all the coffee. All the coffee's in the bucket, and it's getting put in the bags and weighed. How many grams?
250 grams.
250 grams, and 250 grams of this nice homemade coffee here at Mr. Vien's is 45,000, which is £1.25 for 250 grams of coffee, and it is honestly the best coffee I've ever smelled. And this, by the way, is a tobacco pipe, just in case anybody's wondering. Yeah, that's great. This coffee is amazing. Like, it's so banging. How do I like get a clip without dropping my phone in the coffee? It's just like so fresh, such a dank. So good. Some good stuff. So this is like the stages of the coffee, right? There's the coffee flower. It's white when it's on the tree, but it goes brown or it goes dark and quite dry. It looks like tobacco. And then you've got the berry when it starts, it's green. And then when it's ripe, it goes red. And then you skim these ones in the funky machine I was showing you earlier, and they come out like this. And then you wash them, and they end up like this. You dry them for 10 days in the racks, and then you take off the second skin, and then you roast them, and then you drink that. So I did not know this, but apparently coffee beans, they have male and female beans. So the female ones are the big ones, and the male ones are the smaller ones. The male ones are these little tiny ones, and when you pop them open, the male ones only have one bean, but the females, I just popped the other one over there. The females have 2 beans. I did not know that. That's so cool. Yeah. If anybody is doing the Bolaven Loop and you're on the National Road 20 and you drive past this sign, make sure you stop, because this is the sign for Mr. Vien's Coffee and Homestay, and it is such a beautiful place, such a lovely welcoming family, and a really cool way to learn about traditional farming methods and traditional textile making. Yeah, definitely check it out. So we're going to keep driving now. We're doing a super short day. I think we're only going to drive 20 Ks, and then we're going to be at Tadlow Waterfall, and we're going to just chill in the water and probably drink some more coffee. Yeah. So we're like 25 Ks down the road from the coffee plantation. I've come to this pumping river, right? And this monster of a waterfall back there with a big suspension bridge over it. That is a hectic waterfall. Pretty sure this is called the Tadlow Waterfall. But it is absolutely pumping. Beautiful. How's that for a waterfall? Took me like 15 minutes to climb up the river. It's such a good spot. The mist is actually soaking me from here. This is definitely the best spot. Just standing on a rock in the middle of the river. Gonna go back now and maybe make some food. Just hang out by the river, have a little swim. I'm just standing on this super sketchy suspension bridge right now, which I didn't want to cross. And we're gonna go and find a place to camp, because all the hostels are a little bit expensive. So we have found a really cool spot to camp. It's like an old guest house, I guess, that has basically fallen apart, and we are right on top of the Tadlow waterfall. How is that for a spot? So we're going to put our hammock there, and we're going to wake up right here. I think that's pretty good. Just going to put the hammock up It's great having a hammock because it literally takes you a minute to pitch your camp, maybe a minute and a half. But yeah, it's great. I don't like tents. I don't like sleeping on the ground. I live in the trees. Have you found a good spot? So literally between this tree and this tree, right here will be perfect. So I think that's it for tonight. We've got an awesome place to camp, overlooking the waterfall. We've got a comfy bed, and I think we're going to do this video in 2 parts because the trail is quite long, or the loop is quite long. So this will be the end of today's video, and we'll start filming again tomorrow. Groovy guys.